do I recommend the Laowa Proteus anamorphic lenses? And I think I really don't need to say anything at all. I can just let the footage speak for itself. I'm here. I don't know what the title of this video is quite yet, but I'm going to be shooting with the Lumix S5 II and the Proteus 45mm 2x anamorphic. And I brought my high school crush, my friend. This is Crystal. She's going to be our subject today. Let's get started.
It's going to be fun.
I'm not kidding when I say that it's been an emotional roller coaster with this lens. Now, I've already made a video about this lens, and for those who haven't watched that video yet, let me just give you a brief summary. Full disclosure, Laowa sent me this lens. They didn't ask for a video. They didn't pay me to say anything. Basically, all my thoughts and my opinions are my own on this lens. In that video, though, I explained how I went to New York and used the lens, but the back focus was off on the lens, so most of my footage was soft and unusable. In between that time, I was trying to schedule some shoots where I could actually go use this lens kind of in a more proper environment. Those fell through. So I decided to take the lens to NAB and just get some shots around Vegas, because, you know, anamorphic lenses, lights, that sounds pretty sweet, right? That's the problem, though. I was pretty much just running and gunning and using the lens, not really how I would normally use like a cinema anamorphic lens for a shoot. I fell into the Vegas trap. I was pulled in by the lights, and that's all I was focused on, not what the actual lens can do. Now, I still think that video is valuable, and there's some great information in there about this lens, but now that I've shot something proper with it, I take back a lot of the things that I said. One thing in particular, the flares are not really my favorite. After this shoot and this video, I absolutely love the flares. Now, there's an asterisk in there. I don't love the flares at night. Now, that's just in my experience. They're not really my favorite, but that sun flare has some of the most unique characteristics I've seen, and I'm in love. Now, I'm not really that much into like a really technical approach when it comes to gear. If you want to see a more technical thing, go watch Tito's review on this lens from Anamorphic on a Budget. Now, I noticed in this shoot at T2, the lens does get slightly soft, but man, is this thing sharp as you start to close your aperture. And the compression on this thing, oh my God. Because I was shooting at night, a lot of the times I was shooting at T2, and I just couldn't really appreciate the compression that this lens has. Some of those shots at this video I shot at like f11, for example, and man, the mountains, the more I'm starting to use this, the more I'm starting to really like it, especially given the price, because there's not many options out there in this kind of ballpark. There are kind of more budget options like these Surays, for example, right here. This is a 35 mil, and then I've got a 50 mil right here on this camera. But that's not what this lens is built for. It is a cinema anamorphic lens. Another thing that I really wanted to kind of hit hard in this video is the minimum focus distance. There were some shots where I was pushing in and I was actually using the DJI 3D autofocus so I could show people this perspective of going from far away to really close. Now the setup did get a little janky. I actually had to get the 3D follow focus a lot higher because of the matte box I added and this lens being big. When I was calibrating it, I couldn't get the 3D follow focus to basically calibrate correctly because it just couldn't see over the lens. So the setup is kind of janky, but it still worked. There were times that I had to shoot in manual focus as well. And in order to get some of those shots with the setup I have, because of the long focus throw, I just couldn't really do it by myself unless I hired like a first AC to help me pull focus. I tried to do some of those manual focus, but it just wasn't working. So I kind of had to rely on that DJI 3D follow focus. It's really made me curious about the rangefinder now that comes on the RS3. DJI, if you're listening, I got ideas. So anyways, I just wanted to give an update on this lens and my thoughts and opinions, because now that I've used it in kind of a more proper way, I absolutely love it. Sure, there are some kind of like clinical flaws to it, I guess you could say, like at T2, it's a little bit softer, especially in the corners. I think if you look really close to, there's like some chromatic aberration as well, but like for me, I just don't really care that much about it. I even triple checked before the shoot that I had calibrated the back focus properly, because I was like, it does seem like some of my shots were soft. Maybe I didn't adjust the back focus correctly, but it was just the long focus throw. It was hard for me to do, kind of represent just some of that, I don't know, that feeling that the lens gives you with some of those kinds of shots where I'm maybe moving forward, moving backwards towards a subject. So anyways, I just got to say thank you to Laowa for letting me use the lens for so long. I'm going to be having to say goodbye to it in the next couple days, and I'm not going to lie, I'm going to miss it now. Oh, and one last thing I said in the video, I still don't love dealing with these types of lenses. They're big, they're heavy, they're kind of annoying. 5 pounds is actually pretty reasonable, but still 5 pounds is a lot of weight. I was pretty much approaching the peak of what my gimbal could handle. I had the lens, and then I had the mount, then I had the camera, and then I had the matte box with the ND on the front. I had the little 3D follow focus on the top. It was a lot. The Ronin, though, handled it like a champ. I did leave affiliate links in the description as well if you are interested in picking some up. They do support me. So if you do, thank you. And if you've stuck around on the video this long, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, because you obviously like the video if you're around this long. So until the next video, though, do you want to say it?
Until next time.
You
Is
say,
that it? Oh, what?
You say happy filming.
Oh.
And then you put your hands down like you.
Oh, like I pray?
Like a namaste.
A namaste.
Like,
I can
so
namaste.
You can say it.
Okay, happy filming.
Give me
I'll do better next time. Okay.
Okay, next time.